And we are live with session 29 of our Drowned Gods campaign. We have no Akalupu notes this time, so let's just go ahead and get started. Everyone remember to reset your hero pool points to 1. And who wants to give the recap for an extra hero point?
I'll do it if it's not considered like cheating.
Nah, you're good to go.
Okay.
So we pick up last time just after PPOP learned to transform into a horse boy.
Alrighty. So we go to bed. Mana Wanui spends the night with Yasuko?
Correct. Because a big storm came in, and right. You were trying to build your own little shelter, but Yasuka took pity on you.
She did. And I ended up being her stuffed animal, or what would you call Orca? Yeah, but like you're like what you like his role.
Body pillow.
There we go. Mono and we ended up spending the night as a body pillow. Poor Sammy got smushed in with Akalupu.
Yeah.
And I think PPOP just slept standing up.
Well, not standing up, but yeah, he decided to sleep out in the elements.
That's right.
So BlackRock did bring him a waterproof blanket.
So, in the morning, we all woke up.
First BlackRock and PPOP did talk about some stuff that was important.
Didn't they talk about how her mom was kind of out of it?
Yeah, she talked a little bit about how her mom was kind of crazy, and how she also wanted to destroy the crown.
Yeah.
Which was not something that Harley ever mentioned to you guys. Yeah.
Kind of kept it to herself, which was, it a little sus, but whatever. Then we all got up, some of us earlier than others, did some yoga, went on a ride, which unfortunately poor Mono Inui got dragged along.
You tried to have a snack of carrots. Do you remember how that went?
Yes, he tried to do the carrot sword swallowing.
Yeah, he tried to eat it like a baby bird, just swallow the entire thing whole, and it did not go well.
That, needed to end up not resuscitating, but just at least doing a Heimlich on PPOP. And then we all queued up to go into the castle.
Well, there was some more stuff that happened before that. So, if you remember, BlackRock had a premonition about something.
What? Oh, BlackRock gave PPOP a bag of holding.
Well, a pouch of holding. It's like a bag of holding, but smaller.
Yeah. But she had a dream that he turned it inside out?
She had a dream that he got stuck in some sort of slimy pit. And that when that happened, if he turns the bag inside out, it will help somehow. She's not sure how.
That's right. And then they all queued up to go in the fortress. And we were rudely pulled aside until they realized how cool we were, and they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." So,
yep. And you'll notice that the message got intercepted. It was supposed to be sent to the princess, and somehow that turned into an audience with the queen.
Yeah, which was a little freaky. I'm not gonna lie, I thought we were all marching to our doom, until one of the guard ponies started to brief us on the protocol to meet with the queen. And it was pretty complex, going from, ranging from heights to some sort of process and order of announcing yourself to the queen. And then we all got thrown in some baths. Some of us took advantage of it. Some of us did not, and only cleaned our feet, so we didn't leave muddy footprints, which might have gotten us killed.
Akalupu.
Yeah. And then what else did we do? We Mano Anui tried to like not escape, but like escape the party and try and lurk in the shadows to do something just in case things went south. He could pop out of the shadows and go, I'm here to save you, or something, something akin to that. But that didn't end up working out. He just walked in on some poor pony changing ? He wasn't sure. He just knew it made him feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then they all went in. They did a decently good job following the court procedures. We started talking to the queen. Some of us a little bit more antagonistic than others. PPOP. Then we found out some things. She wants us to go steal the crown from her sister. Not her sister, from the fellow co-monarch. So that the crown can be united as one. And so, long story short, we revealed to her PPOP's secret identity. She sent us away with her daughter to go try and steal the crown. Her daughter's supposed to be a spy, for her, kind of a plant, but we ended up flipping her. And now she's with us, and she's leading us to where late-stage capitalism is, and told us that we have to destroy its supporters before we can actually destroy late-stage capitalism.
Correct. And then,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that's correct.
And then we came to this lake with the waterfall.
Yep. And then also one thing to point out again is just Akalupu, you do have that stone in your pouch, the pink one, that you don't know what it does.
May be helpful.
Would you like to figure out what that is before you go into a major combat?
Akalupu does. He's going to, while they're walking toward where they're going to attack late-stage capitalism, he's going to end up deciding that he wants to show off his rock collection to Blackrock, because he can't believe she's not smiling, and he knows that rocks can make you smile.
All right, so you're just coming over with all your rocks in your hands.
Yeah, so he's got his like little pouch with all his rocks in it. And here I have to find where I've got my list of all my rocks. So he kind of comes over with his pouch of rocks. Blackrock, would you like to see my rocks?
Is that a euphemism?
Akalupu not know what euphemism is, just has cool rocks.
Okay, I guess.
Akalupu has a really big grin. He's overly proud of his rocks. Like, all right, well, you see, these are my talking rocks. They talk to people, but not anymore. Now they don't say anything, but they used to talk. And these are my shiny rocks. I got them in the same place as my talking rocks. They're just really white. We got them when Mana Wanui was a bird. And this is my blood rock. It likes to eat blood. I like my blood rock. I keep it fed so that it does not get hungry.
That's
and
not
this is
worrying at all.
This is my puppy paw print rock. I got it when there were puppies that were people. But this one's just a rock. And then this is my newest rock. It is pink and it glows.
All right. And honestly, just by like handling it for a while longer, you start to feel like you're developing a connection to it. And
Blood rock?
no, the pink one.
Oh.
But yeah, Blackrock goes, well, those are definitely like some pretty interesting rocks. You know, that one's a rhomboid actually. And she points to the pink one. Here, you know, if you want to use these, you've got to put it on your forehead.
Like this?
All right, so you kind of just press it against your forehead.
Yes.
All right, and you feel it, you know, it kind of like, you start to feel as though it's fusing with your forehead, because it is. And she goes, yeah. Do you
Really? No.
feel any different now?
Akalupu feels like rock is stuck in forehead.
Yeah, if you need it out, all you have to do is kind of just like grab it. It's fine. It actually looks like pretty cool. Anyway, I think the pink ones give you like an extra shield or something. Here, and she's gonna punch you for 1 point of damage, and you feel like you now have a pink rhomboid, which gives you, if you want to look it up, it's going to be under magic gear. And just type in pink. Gear? Go under magic and alchemical items, and then magic gear, and then just type in pink in the search bar.
Pink. Pink rhomboid.
Yeah, so what it does is when you invest, so that just means like that's how you activate magic light, or not activate, but that's how you assign magic items to yourself. You gain 15 temporary hit points. If the stone effect is suppressed, you lose any of the temporary hit points remaining until it returns. The temporary hit points refresh during your daily preparations. They do not refresh if you reinvest the stone or invest another pink rhomboid Aeon stone before then. So basically, you have 15 points of overhealth.
Cool. It also says I need the GM's permission to select it.
You should be able to select it, and I can approve it later. It'll just show up blue for now.
Yeah, that's what it is right now.
So anyway, you know, if you're gonna get attacked by things, 15 extra hit points might be useful.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So when you say that it's overhealth, does that mean that it's like she could get that health back if she just unequips the stone and then puts it back in, like after a fight?
No, so if you listen to the description, it specifically said you couldn't do that.
Oh, okay.
Because obviously, yeah, you know, everyone was thinking the same thing, right? So you specifically can only get 15 temporary hit points per long rest.
Gotcha.
Can I ask a quick logistics question?
Uh-huh.
Does Blood Vendetta work on the slimes?
You tried that before, and no, because they can't bleed.
Okay, cool beans.
The targeted creature has to be able to bleed for it to work, since its damage is all straight bleed.
So, let's see.
I feel like the slime's slime could be considered blood.
Yeah, but it's more like scooping out. Like, they don't bleed like, you know, where you cut them and then goop pours out of them, right? Since they're all goop.
Okay, I see the distinction there.
Now, one thing you could definitely do is if you used your bloodstone to make a weapon, that would apply bleed damage. Anyway, all right. So you guys get further up, and then you get the whole spiel from. Go ahead.
Oh, it's not. Don't know if it's working. Because I've got it and I can see it on there, but then it's just got like a 0 of 0.
Oh yeah, pink rhomboid Aeon Stone. Do you need to set it as being invested?
I have it as apply temp HP.
Let's see.
And then I can see it up in my top bar, but then like I said, it's just got 0 out of 0. And I tried just like pretending that I got hit with some stuff, but it's not.
Weird. Well, you'll just have to track it manually for now then, and I guess we can try to figure it out later.
Okay.
I can just real quick, I'll check if I need to just approve it. I don't even remember how to do that. Never mind. Yeah, we'll have to figure it out later.
Okay.
So just for now, like, write it down somewhere.
Cool.
So now we catch back up. You guys are marching in. You've gotten all the warnings about how you need to destroy late stage capitalism, its supporters before you can actually attack it. So let's go ahead and roll for initiative.
I wonder why we'd be doing that.
All right, is anyone using something other than perception? I assume PPOP, you want to use stealth?
Yep.
Could I also use stealth?
Yes, you can use stealth if you want to.
Okay, I think I shall.
Akalupu's gonna use his fortitude save.
Unfortunately, you can't. It's perception, deception, diplomacy, stealth, or survival. And diplomacy is only for social encounters, so you can't use it here.
Gonna say in that case.
No. All right.
We're gonna reason with late stage capitalism.
Exactly.
Listen to reason, man. I'll just start reading him Das Kapital.
All right, PPOP, you are up first.
Haha.
And you are in human form, correct?
Yes.
All right. And remember, it takes 1 minute to transform into your horse form, so you're going to have to probably decide that before combat. Otherwise, it's 6 rounds of changing.
I don't think it helps me.
It gives you a 40-foot move speed, so you move faster. That's the main advantage to you at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna go human for now.
Cool.
Just as a quick question, you roll our perception/stealth checks, right?
In this case, Hero Lab rolls everyone's initiative checks.
Okay, but like I don't have to roll it. I guess
Nope,
is what
it's
I'm
already
asking.
rolled.
Okay, cool beans.
You did great.
All right, PPOP, you're up first. What you gonna do?
And we don't know what we're dealing with yet, right? We're just walking into this clearing.
So, all that you know is kind of what Starfire told you. So she said that that late stage capitalism is somewhere in this clearing. She's seen her mother come here with her most trusted advisors before, and then she always comes out victorious, having defeated the slime.
Okay.
And then
I'm gonna sneak
been
to
told
this
that it-
corner here and try and like corner a peek.
All right, go ahead and roll stealth for me.
This I'm like feel like this is a case or something. Here we go. 21.
All right, nice.
Mhm.
All right, and then I would assume you're going to use a seek action, see if you can find anything.
Yes. Yeah, that's what this is.
All right, so that's a perception check.
But you do that one, right?
I can. That one's not a big deal, but yeah, I'll roll it real quick. What's your perception? 7?
My perception is 9.
Nice. All right, you don't spot anything out of the ordinary, so you can kind of see this waterfall ahead of you. It's a little suspicious, the waterfall itself. You kind of suspect there might be something behind it, but I'm sure all of you had already figured that out.
No.
So I doubt that's news.
Huh. What do you guys think we should do?
I think we should make our way into the water and try and go through the waterfall. I could freeze us a path over the lake with my ray of frost.
How far is it to the side of this cliff? Oh, that's too far out in the open.
Akalupu can be bait. Akalupu will just go to the middle of the lake.
Well, does Akalupu want, like, a path frozen for him?
It's not very deep. You don't feel like you especially need any sort of like you could easily wade through the water, it looks like.
Okay.
What if we wait in ambush behind these trees and Akalupu lures him out into this clearing here, where we can pounce?
That sounds...
Akalupu likes this plan.
That way we're fighting on our turf instead of their turf.
All right, so is that it for your turn? You're not going to take your last action, PPOB?
Well, can I defer it?
No, not a single action. You have to take you can defer your whole turn, but obviously
Okay.
you've already taken 2 of your actions. Now
I'll
you can
prep.
declare an action with your last action.
Yeah. Trying to think what I want to prep, what I want to declare though.
If anything scary comes out of the waterfall, I'm going to run away screaming like a little girl.
What about an aid?
A what?
Aid action to Akalupu.
I mean, yeah, you can declare an aid action. I don't know what you'd be aiding him with, but you can
Me
declare
either,
something
but I'm
like
just
that.
ready to help.
No. So if you're going to declare an action, you have to be specific. So, and even if it's like, I am going to prepare to shoot an arrow at anything that comes through this door. If it comes through a different door, you just won't do anything, right? So it needs to be a very specific declared action that it has an if then statement.
Okay. So I'll declare the action that if Akalupu returns to within my line of sight and I can provide cover, is that an action? No, take cover is an action.
Yeah, you
So
could take cover.
shoot at something that is attacking.
All right, so if Akalupu is attacked, you will try to attack his attacker.
Yes, there we go.
Sounds good. That is your turn. All right, you're up, Akalupu.
There.
All right, so as you are moving under there, as you are not trying to be stealthy like Akalupu was, you suddenly hear a noise from above you, and you look up into the forest canopy above you, and boop. No, it went underneath you. A slime drops on your head. So reflex save to see if it hits you.
Okay. Reflex.
Yeah, PPOP just rolled well enough on his stealth that the slimes didn't notice him to drop on his head. What was your save? 14?
14.
All right, it does in fact hit you. Let me go ahead and add this guy to the stage. All right, and as he got you with his prepared action was, if anyone goes below me, I'm going to drop on their head and attack them. He's going to get his attack off. So, let's see if he hits. You're flat-footed, so that's going to make it a little bit easier. That is a 21. That definitely hits for 10 points of damage. Man, he rolled as high as he could have there. All right, 10 points of damage. So obviously that comes out of your temporary hit points first. So you're down to 5 temporary hit points. And a fortitude save to see if you contract slime rot again.
42 save. 18.
All right, you do not contract slime rot again.
Yay.
All right, and that's all he had prepared. So you can now take your other 2 actions. I assume one of them is to rage and the other one is to bite.
Yes. I'm raging. Oh, here's raging. We're raging.
Aren't you glad you have 15 extra hit points now?
I am.
And so did that trigger my prepared action?
Yes, but that will happen. Actually, no, I think you're right. That does happen before Akalupu's turn. So yes. So what weapon did you have out? I assume your bow.
Yeah.
All right, then yes, you can
I
take a
wasn't
shot.
expecting the enemy to be this close.
Well, it's a good thing because you can't reach it, you know, with your knives.
And I don't get sneak attack damage, right? Because the slime is not flat.
Yeah, it's not flat-footed to you.
Okay. Attack roll 19.
All right, that definitely hits.
Damage roll 3.
What was the
Piercing
damage?
damage.
You cut out. It was 3 damage, is that what you said?
3 piercing damage.
Nice. All right, let me apply that. All right, you stick an arrow right in it, and it's quivering inside of its jello body.
Oh,
It doesn't look especially disturbed by that, though. All right, Akalubu.
Cool. I'm a bite. So I have a question. When it says my jaws, its traits are grapple and unarmed. Does that mean anything?
Yeah, so unarmed just means obviously it counts as an unarmed attack because you're not using a weapon, per se. And then grapple means that on a successful hit, if you choose to, you can grapple the enemy.
Okay.
As like part of the attack.
Would it be... Would you have to, like, not do damage?
No, you would still do damage. It would just mean that, you know, you bit them and you're holding on instead of you bit them and then let go for another bite, right?
Okay. And if they're grappled, that means they're flat-footed?
Let's see what the grappled condition has. Let's see. Where it's actions. There you go. Afflictions. No, conditions. There we go. Confused, controlled, clumsy. Oh, I'm looking at C's. Need to grappled, grabbed. A creature or object holds you in place. Doesn't say. Let me see if I can find its full entry, but it doesn't say anything about that. You go to the index, that might be a little easier to find it. Grab an edge, grabbed, grapple. Page 242. All right, grapple. You attempt to grab a creature or object with your free hand. Attempt an athletics check against the target's DC Fortitude. Your grappled target. Okay, on a success, your target is grabbed until the end of the next turn, unless you move or your target escapes. Okay, so grab doesn't say anything about being flat-footed, just that it can't move.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what I needed to know.
Yeah.
Cool. And then with attacking, because I moved, do I still have all 3 attacks, or do I just have 1?
So you've moved, you've raged, so that's 2 attacks, so you only have 1 action left.
Okay, cool. 28. That was actually a critical.
Nice. All right, so you're gonna do double damage.
Well, like I assume nat 20s are still crits, right?
Correct.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, if you either roll a 20 or are 10 over the DC, then it is a crit.
Nice. All right, and then I do 26 damage.
Nice. All right, that one it feels.
That bite his arm off.
All right, you do almost kill the thing outright. However, you are eating slime juice, so we're gonna need a fortitude save to see if you contract slime rot from getting all that slime in your mouth.
23.
All right, you are not diseased.
Hey, that's Mono Anui's thing.
You're less diseased than you could be. All right, Sammy is gonna move, and she unwittingly has triggered the other slime.
What? Slime.
So this other slime lands on her. Let's see if she can do a reflex save.
Slimes in my hair.
All right, reflex. She's got a +6, which is not terrible. 16. All right, so she is able to avoid it glorping on her too much, so it doesn't land directly on her. So it's going to do half damage on its attack. It does still get to attack, so let me add another one of these guys to the stage. Okay. And he is going to attempt an attack. Trying to glorp on her. 22 definitely hits. All right, so she only takes 3 hit points of damage. 3. She does have to make a fortitude save, unfortunately. All right, does Sammy become diseased? Yes, she does.
No.
All right, who wants to roll a d4 to see how long she has before she becomes diseased?
I'll
do it.
Okay.
All right, in 2 days. All right, so that is the slime's turn. Now Sammy is going to cast her spell. So she's going to cast Magic Fang on Akalupu. So you remember what that does. +1 to your attack rolls, and then double the damage dice. So you'll be rolling 2d10s. And that lasts for 6 rounds.
Too bad that hadn't happened last time.
Right? You would have definitely killed it. You almost killed it as it is. And then I guess with her final action, she's gonna try to hit it with a stick. Not a lot else she can do. 19, that's a hit. She does 5 damage, actually.
Hey, that's not bad for, a stick.
Right?
Considering it's a stick.
Alright, that is it for Sammy's turn. So, Yasuka is up. So, Yasuka is going to cast... Let's see. She's gonna cast Produce Flame. Oh, how much damage? Let's see. Actually, no. That's a terrible damage. Did I not set up her spells? I'm not seeing one of the spells I added. Oh, it's still listing Sammy's spells. That's fine. That makes much more sense. It's like, where are all of her attack spells? Let's see. How far is it to... Not here. Her. Here. Okay, she can do that. Alright, so she's going to move into here, and then she's going to cast Grim Tendrils to try and hit both of the slimes. And that, I think they get a Fortitude save. So, what's the DC on that? Fortitude 21. Let's see if either of these slimes can do that. They do have a very high fortitude. Alright. The slime closer to her saves. And then the next one does not. Okay, so half damage on the one closer, full damage on the one further out. So, Grim Tendrils does 2d4 negative damage and 1 persistent bleeding, which doesn't matter because they can't bleed. Alright, so let's 2d4. Wow. Alright, so she does 3 damage to, well, 1 damage to the one closer to her. And then the one further out, she does the full 3 damage to, which is enough to kill it. It was that close to dying. Alright, so one of them is taken out, and that is all of Yasuka's actions. So Manawanui, you are up.
Alrighty. Can I... Whoa, that's not what I want. I am going to cast Ray of Frost on this guy.
Okay.
Alright. Ray of Frost. Oh, a nat 20.
Nice.
No.
Too bad.
Yeah.
Too bad spells don't crit.
Some do.
True. Ray of Frost doesn't, though.
It's got a check mark for crit, and I check mark it. It says it does 2 times the damage.
I don't think spells can crit. No, so on a critical success, the target... Oh, it does. That specific spell does have a critical option. So on a crit, target takes double damage and a 10-foot status penalty to its speed for 1 round. Nice.
So 2...
And considering their speed is only 10, that means it can't move for the next round. You've frozen it solid.
Woo! So R4D4
Turn this jello shot into an ice cream shot.
Right? 4d4s. Is that correct?
So
Backslash 4d4s.
Ray of Frost by default does 1d4, so it's going to do 2d4.
Oh.
Plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
Okay. Sorry. Disregard that last roll. Why
don't you just roll on Hero Lab?
Well, can I do that?
Yeah, you just hit that button right there.
Oh, 20! I don't know why I got two 20s, but whatever. I'm not going to question it.
Nice. Alright, 20 damage to this thing.
Let's go.
Alright, it looks fairly unhappy.
And
So
then
that is it for your turn?
No,
you have one action
more.
left.
Yeah. Since I don't have any healing spells, well, I couldn't use it anyway. I'm just going to shoot it with my crossbow.
Okay.
Will a 27? Oh, it's a nat 20 again. Okay, I don't. There. That's weird. But
Someone
okay.
check this man's die.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Anna,
Right?
you can see it on the screen, right?
Yep.
It's a nat 20 plus 7, so a 27. Then damage, I got a 5. Does striking it with a nat 20 do anything aside from just like a guaranteed hit?
I'm pretty sure your bow also does double damage on an attack, on a critical hit.
Okay,
So like hit the... Yeah, click the...
Okay, so 10 damage.
Yeah, your crit also does double damage. Nice. Sadly, it is not quite dead, but it is very close.
Kidding me? Die, you fiend.
Alright. And it actually already used its action, by having that prepared action to drop on you, so it doesn't get to do anything this round. Alright, you're up, PPOP.
Here we go. I'd like to do a seek action for more slimes in this general direction.
Alright. Let me roll your perception again. +9, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, +9, not ×9.
Whichever.
Alright, you don't see any more slimes over there.
Okay, so in that case, I'd like to, creep through the brush over here, surround this slime, and then attack it from the shadows.
Nice.
So that I do get my sneak attack bonus. And this time I'm attacking with my obsidian dagger.
Sounds good.
Okay, 14 is the attack.
That's a hit.
And damage 9.
Kill it.
Alright, it shatters.
Woo!
And let's go ahead and get the break roll.
That is /R 1d100.
Alright, it does not
Oh
break.
my god, I saw Abe's 13 and freaked out for a second.
Right. Alright. There you go. You've defeated the slimes. Looking around, you don't see any more waiting around in the brush, ready to drop on your heads.
Whew, that was close. Okay. How's everybody feeling?
Pretty good. They were honestly totally weak sauce.
Does Akalufu or Manawanui have any of the cream left, or no?
No, you guys used it all up.
Probably not, considering how much we were using.
Might have been a good thing to conserve now that I'm thinking back on it.
But she can make a medicine check on herself to see if she's able to get a bonus to her roll tomorrow. Or no, she needs like time to sit there and be taken care of, so no. But you've got a couple days before it's a problem, so it's fine for now.
Well, we'd hate to see poor Sammy get the chest burster treatment.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it did get me, but I should be fine for a little while, at least until we can go back and have it taken care of. I mean, silver lining is I can't get more diseased now.
You're not wrong.
Well, shout it out if you start to feel it coming on.
Yeah, I definitely will.
I can ride you back into town for some cream.
Oh, that's right. She can.
Also, one thing I should go ahead and say real quick. I'm going to ignore it just because I also didn't think about it. But eating in front, the last couple of times you've eaten have been in front of and / with Yasuka, which did break that one kapu, but we're just going to ignore that one.
Smoothies, so that's drinking.
Right, that one's borderline, but there was also the salads. But
yeah.
I'm not going to, I forgot, and I'm not going to retroactively call every single one of you out on it this time.
I will just say some of us pay due reference to the gods and only drank coffee.
True. But yeah, so I just wanted to say I'm gonna go ahead and ignore it this time, but point out that that was my bad for not noticing.
Fair enough.
Jessica's not a girl, she's a pony.
She's a unicorn.
She's a unipony.
And keep in mind, these are full horse-sized unicorns. They are not pony-sized unicorns.
Oh, yeah.
Not that us illiterate savages would know the difference.
Yep.
Have we checked out the bushes over here? Can we see
those?
those?
If you would like to.
Mono Anui
Akalip is going to go and
votes
check
that
out
we
those bushes.
just go.
All right, your plan is to just go over there and roll perception?
Yeah. I mean, he's going to kind of warily look at it as he's getting closer, but...
All right, what's your perception bonus?
Let's
see.
Not great. Plus 7.
It's not terrible. All right, you do not see any other slimes over there.
Are we still doing turns, or are we kind of
No, we're back into exploration mode.
Okay.
All right. Mono Anui gonna walk around the dead slimes. Doesn't want to risk getting a slime rot again. Kind of look into the lake
to be bait
and cast
Squishy.
perception. What?
Would you like Akalupu to be bait, squishy wizard?
Well, Mono Anui was gonna cast perception at the lake first, and waterfall.
Well, you don't cast perception; it's not a spell, but
you know what I mean.
all right. Let's see. Your perception is a +6.
Oui.
Yeah, you don't see anything beyond what I described. Like I said, it looks a little suspicious. There's a bit of a shadow in the waterfall that makes you think there's something behind it. But otherwise, you don't see anything out of the ordinary.
All right.
Are there any rocks or anything on the ground?
Yeah, there's a few rocks you could find pretty easily.
Akalupu is going to pick up a rock and throw it as far toward the waterfall as he can.
All right, it splooshes down into the water with a satisfying plop.
Akalupu looks safe to me.
Akalupu's gonna go in front.
All right. So what are our marching orders? Are we taking up kind of what we had before? Akalupu in the front, PPOP behind him, then Yasuka, then Sammy, and then Monowanui? Is that what we're doing?
Yes.
Sounds good to me.
Alrighty. And then you guys are just headed forward into the waterfall?
Well, I was thinking we'd let Akalupo go about like 3 feet in front, so like, well, I guess not 3 feet. I guess more like 10 to 15 feet.
All right, so Akalupu, you are now, you step into the lake. You can feel, today is slightly overcast, kind of nice weather, a bit warm, but you guys are used to that. The jungle area is very, humid. Sounds of lots of different animals around you, the constant droning of insects. You step into the lake, you can see that the whole bottom of the lake is covered in kind of a thick algae growth. So as soon as you step in, you get that kind of feeling where, you're stepping into like squishy stuff that kind of goes up between your toes and all that. But the water doesn't seem to be that deep. And as long as you go slowly, you're able to keep your footing.
Cool. Akalupu is going to keep going forward.
All right. Is Akalupu going alone by himself?
I mean, Akalupu is going slowly, and like, if people want to follow.
Mono is just gonna follow the procession, but like maybe with a 5-foot gap between him and Sammy.
All right, let's get perception checks from anyone who'd like to.
I would like to do a perception check.
Me too. Do I get to roll it, or do you roll
Yeah,
that?
everyone go ahead and roll their own for this one.
Dang.
15.
18.
I got a 1.
Nice.
It's a 20 or a 1, so one of the two.
All right, Yasuka got a 19. I think that's the highest anyone got, right? It was a 19.
Yes.
Yeah, because that was one more than I did.
All right, so you guys don't see anything out of the ordinary until very suddenly, as you guys are stepping out, you feel continue to feel squishing underneath you, but then one of you looks down and notices that the squishing feeling, while it feels about the same as it was before, you look down and your feet seem to be hovering in the middle of the water. And then suddenly, in a burst of spray, where the water is just like exploding around you, you guys go tumbling into a pit. And this thing, you guys needed I think it was a 31 to see this guy, because he's disguised in the water. So suddenly you guys find yourself tumbling into a pit. This guy has created an extra dimensional space that he's sucked you all into.
Well,
and
or like
the three of you that are on
of
top of it. So Yasuka, PPOP, and Akalupu are sucked into it. The rest of you are far enough back that you're safe. And you guys find yourself having discovered the first of the major defenders of late-stage capitalism. This is the bourgeoisie.
Like gasp.
All right, so in this case, I think everyone was using perception except the slime, which technically was using stealth. Unless you were also sneaking around, PPOP.
No, I was definitely searching this time.
All right. So Sammy is actually going. Oh, did I not have it roll? Let me try that again. Start.
It did change the order that it was in.
Okay. Well, anyway, Sammy is still first. All right, Sammy is going to hold her turn because there's really not a lot she can do. So, Manawanui, you are up.
All right, so Manawanui is going to, you know what? It worked before. We're gonna go with a ray of frost. How deep is the lake, by the way, that we're in? Without like how deep is it, like right here?
It's probably around. It's like a little deeper than knee deep, but not too deep.
Okay. Well, Manawanui is gonna cast Ray of Frost and hope for the best. But like right there. I don't know if that makes a difference.
No, you just target the creature as a whole.
Okay. So not to make things harder on myself.
I forgot. Everyone who fell in gets a reflex save actually to try and avoid falling in the pit.
While they're doing that, do I have to
roll
worry?
that, or do I roll that?
You roll your own reflex save.
Okay, I thought so. I just wanted to double check.
I don't have to worry about hitting them, do I? My Ray of Frost?
No.
Okay, cool beans. Like I said, not to make it like harder.
I got a 25 reflex save.
Nice. All right, you backflip out of the pit at the last second.
That I got a 10.
Yeah, that's not enough.
You do not backflip out of the pit.
All
And do a
right.
backflop
And
into the pit.
Yasuka is also going to try to not fall in the pit. She got a 20. I don't think that's quite enough. Let me see. Yeah, that's not quite enough. Okay, so Yasuka is still down in there at Akalupu. And then both of you take 10 bludgeoning damage from the fall.
Okay, so that's another 5 into the stone, and then 5 damage.
So just to make sure I did this right, my trap finder gives me a +1 bonus to saves versus traps. So I did that.
I'll give you that. This is it's enough like a trap to count.
So I would have had, what did I say that I got? A 25? I would have had a 20.
Yeah, I think you said 24, so yeah, would have been a 25. But either way, good enough to not fall into the pit. All right, so what was your attack roll with your Ray of Frost, Manawanui?
It was a 20.
All right, that'll hit.
Alright, damage. That's not a nat. No, because I got a plus. Okay, cool beans.
Well, it's a crit anyway because its AC is that low.
Oh, so do I do a crit for the damage?
Yes.
Okay, so it's got 16 damage plus a negative 10-foot status pen to speed for 1. Yeah,
But it's a speed of 10 feet, so it's not going anywhere next round.
righteous.
Why do I feel like this guy's gonna have 0 AC but a million HP?
I don't know where you would get that idea. It's definitely not accurate at all.
Alright, and then Manawanui is going to take his handy-dandy hand crossbow and use that to shoot it.
Yeah, I guess you would have reloaded it between the last two fights, so you can do that.
Alright, I got a... So, for subsequent rounds, I should reload it as one of my actions?
Yeah, it's going to take an action to reload it.
Gotcha. I got a 25.
That'll hit. That's a crit.
Alright, let's see what we do. Oh, I did 12 damage with my crossbow.
Nice.
That was the sound of it getting launched. It sounds like a bird, kind of.
Caw-caw!
What kind of crossbow you got there? about it. It's all on the up and up.
All right, so that makes it Yasuka's turn. So Yasuka is starting her turn inside of this creature's pit, which means that she's going to be taking some damage. Let's see. 2d6 acid damage. All right, so Yasuka is going to take 6 damage. All right, and then she is going to use a spell, Blazing Dive. So she is superheated air collects under her, buoying her high into the sky before she plummets back down in a fiery comet. She flies 15 feet straight up into the air and then flies in a straight line to an empty space of her choice on the ground within 60 feet. When she lands, a blistering air blast blasts out from her, dealing 3d4 bludgeoning damage, 3d6 fire damage to all creatures in a 10-foot emanation. So she's going to fly up to here. And then that keeps her out of range of hitting Akalupu or anyone else. So it's going to be 3d4 plus 3d6. For a total of 18 points of damage.
Whoa, Yasuka's a badass.
Yeah, that spell was just too fun to pass up.
Nice.
Oh, I almost did the damage to Yasuka instead of the bourgeoisie.
I mean, she's within 10 feet.
All right. The bourgeoisie has taken some damage, but it's still not even out of stamina hit points.
Friendly Yasuka takes recoil.
All right. So at this point, Sammy's gonna go ahead and take her turn. Or no, she already cast Magic Fang on Akalupu, and it probably still has a little bit of time left. Well, Sammy's just gonna try and hit it with a stick from where she is, I guess. I mean, the upside is it's gonna be pretty hard to miss. All right. How did she roll that badly?
What'd she get?
A 6, a 4, and a 7.
Come on.
That's impressive.
All right, she wails at it helplessly, but completely does nothing. All right, so that's her turn. PPOP. And yes, you are technically flanking with Akalupu.
I'm wondering if there's anything I can do to help Akalupu.
So you remember something about a slimy pit and the bag that Blackrock gave you.
Yeah, what the hell? Let's give it a shot. I'm gonna turn this pouch inside out.
Well, she said to do it inside the pit, and you are not currently inside the pit.
Oh.
You could throw it to Akalupu and he could do it on his turn.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, so that will take one of your actions to throw it, and then Akalupu on your turn, it will take one action to catch it.
Got it.
Or you could just let it hit you in the face and, still have all 3 actions.
Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna double attack with my daggers.
Do you give Akalupu instructions? Because he doesn't know what to do with it.
Akalupu, catch, turn, inside, outside.
All right, so you throw it in, and technically the rules for this thing just say, here we go. So where are these rules? Dimensional pit. When the slithering pit dies, dimensional pit closes. Where's the rule? Well, anyway, it just says that when an extra dimensional space goes into the extra dimensional space of the slime, I don't think it actually requires you to turn it inside out. So as you throw it down, it immediately actually triggers.
Oh.
An action called Out You Go. So the slithering pit closes all pit spaces it created using dimensional pit, ejecting all of its occupants onto the ground into random free spaces where the pit opened. Each occupant takes 46 bludgeoning damage.
Uh-oh.
Now it's going to also take damage, so let's roll first to see where Akalupu ends up. A 1, so it's going to be north. Akalupu, you are now not in the pit right here. You are going to take 46 bludgeoning damage.
Just to confirm, that is 4 Delta 6.
Correct. 4d6, not 46. All right, so that's 18 damage.
Turn on the thing.
Here we go. Breach vulnerability. So ingesting an extra dimensional space like that found in a bag of holding. So to me, I would assume that that counts even just like throwing it in, right? That would be ingesting it.
Yeah.
Deals 6d8 damage to the slithering pit.
Let's go.
Oh, and its occupants.
Oh.
Are you ready for some extra damage, Akaloop?
Wait, this is in addition to the 4d6?
I'm gonna say no. So no 46. So give yourself those 18 hit points back, Anna.
Wait, what happens first though? Because as of this current moment, Akalupu took the 4d6 and is no longer an occupant of the pit.
So what it says is, so I did that out of order. So in order, you throw it in, which triggers breach vulnerability. Ingesting an extra dimensional space like that found in a bag of holding deals 6d8 force damage to the slithering pit and its occupants. The slithering pit then immediately uses Out You Go.
Oh, there we go.
Okay,
So,
that's a ridiculous amount of damage.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage.
There we
So
go.
yeah, I think that's stupid. Anna, keep your 18 damage. The slime is going to take 68. You're only going to take the 46 because that's kind of ridiculous otherwise.
Yeah.
6d.
I'm gonna have to.
8.
You're gonna have to tell me again how much I took. My computer died.
Yeah.
18 points.
Okay, 8.
All right, so the slithering pit then takes 29 points of damage. And Akalupu, you only take the 18.
Cool.
All right. 29.
Okay, that's pretty good. Is the pouch of holding now just like
It's
dematerialized?
Gone. Yeah, it was destroyed in that process.
Oh, dang. Nice.
All right, so the slime pit, the bourgeoisie no longer has a pit for you to fall into, which is good. I mean, it could theoretically make another one. But yeah, Akalupu is out. He took some damage in the process, but you actually did quite a bit of damage to the bourgeoisie. You can see how as it was, dematerializing that pit that it sucked you guys into, you can see it's like kind of got these like tears in its slime You know, a lot of it got sprayed all over the place. It does not look happy about that. And you still have 2 actions, PPOP.
All right, let's double slice.
All right, and you are flanking with Akalupu, so these are flat-footed.
Attack 1, 23. Attack 2, 23.
All right, both of those are crits.
2 crits. With the sneak attack damage is a total of 42 damage.
Nice. And according to the rules, crits don't break your weapons. So you have it is now what is called bloodied, meaning it's at less than half HP, which just means it's out of stamina points, and you are now doing hit point damage.
So PPOP jumped into the air, turned into a spinning top with blade on either side, and did a full 360 spin,
Nice.
dealing massive damage.
All right, so that is your action. Now the bourgeoisie is up. And the bourgeoisie has a special thing where it can do a flurry of pods, which takes 2 actions, but it gets to make a strike against every target within range, and they all are at the first attack, so it doesn't have like the multi-attack negatives to its hit. So these are going to be all at its full attack. Let's see. Let's do Akalupu first. That's a 21. That will hit for 12 points of damage. And it now has you grabbed.
Got it.
So you are grappled. Next up, we'll do Yasuka. 27 will hit for 13 points of damage. So Yasuka is now into hit point damage. Then it is going to attack PPOP. Yikes, 32. That's not quite a nat 20, but I think that might be 10 over your AC.
It is. My AC is 21.
All right, so that's a crit for 28 points of damage, and you are grabbed.
Oh my god.
All right, and now for Sammy.
I have 4 HP left.
Yikes. All right, so Sammy, he actually misses, thank goodness. And finally, Manawa Nui. 31.
Oh no.
Manawa Nui, you have an AC of 17, so that's also a crit.
Dang.
For 16 points of damage, and you are grabbed.
16 points of damage. Oof. Where's me? Here's me.
All right, so everyone except Sammy is now grabbed. You will have to use an action to try and break that grapple if you want to move.
It is touching me though, correct?
Yes, it has grabbed you with one of its tentacles.
Oh.
Yes, a giant slimy tendril has wrapped itself around you.
Ew. I've got a quick question.
Yes.
If something is dazed, would it let go of you?
I don't think so.
If it's enfeebled, would it let go of you?
No.
What does it mean to be enfeebled?
It's going to take some detriments to stats, so I think it like lowers I don't remember exactly what it lowers. Let's see. Conditions. Enfeebled. You're physically weak. You take a status penalty equal to the condition's value to strength-based rolls and DCs, including strength-based melee attack rolls, strength-based damage rolls, and athletics checks.
Huh. Okay. So nothing that would really help us.
All right, that's it for the bourgeoisie turn. Akalupu, you are up.
Oh, that's it? No more?
Do you want more?
Hey, it's been a minute since the end of the last fight, right?
Nah, I'm gonna say that you've still got your fang, magic fang, for now.
Okay, well, so for raging, the end of the last fight meant I stopped raging, and then I can't rage again for a minute.
Okay, well, I guess I'll let you pick. Do you want to be able to rage, or do you want to have your magic fang? You need the rage to be able to do the bite attack anyway.
Yeah.
All right, then yes, we'll say it's been more than a minute, and you don't have magic fang, so that you can rage.
Okay, yeah. Right. I am going to. I forgot to add the magic fang to the. Oh wait, the magic fang was after the last bite, and then I didn't get to bite, and now okay, never mind. I'm caught back up. So I don't have to move, right? Like I don't have to try to break out. I can just.
Yeah, you can just stay there, spend 1 action to rage, and 2 actions biting if you want to.
Okay, cool. That's what I want to do.
And you're flanking with PPOP, so it's flat-footed to you. So that's going to be...
Right. I got a 12 and a 9.
All right, so that's a 14 and an 11. Those are both hits. Sadly, neither of those are crits.
Okay. And I did a total of 20.
22?
Yeah, 22.
All right, that's not too bad. All right, and you guys can see its like health estimate. You guys can see like 3 chunks, and it's probably down to 2 now.
Yes.
All right, cool. So then you guys are aware of its status in terms of its health. That's it for Akalupu's actions. So, Manawanui, you are up.
Is Sammy forever like down there? Because
What?
I thought Sammy went first.
No, Sammy, when you hold your action, it rearranges you in the turn order.
Okay.
So
cool
when
beans.
Sammy held her action, now she's after PPOP.
Well, I am going to cast. Since it's already holding me, I'm just going to cast Shocking Grasp.
Okay.
I have a question.
Actually, I don't think you technically can. Because it has
I can't?
reach on its attack. You don't. So even though it's like holding you, I don't think it's technically in range for you.
So it's not touching me?
Not according to the rules, technically no.
Oh, okay.
Because its attack has reach. That's why it can reach you from where it is, but you still have to be within 5 feet of it to hit it.
Okie dokie.
But, I mean, that's kind of stupid, so I'm going to let it count anyway, even though technically it shouldn't.
Well then, in that case,
Alright, I'm gonna ask a question.
don't do it. Don't ask the question. No. No.
This is not gonna shock everyone else, is it?
You'll find out.
Oh, Manawanui is going to do it.
Gracious.
A 17.
All right, that hits.
That's not a crit, is it?
Nope.
Alrighty. 14 damage.
Alrighty. And no, it does not shock everyone in the group.
Oh, thank God, someone just killed myself. Alright, I am going to... I'm gonna hit it with my hand.
You know, you could always use the fancy stick.
But it's... I will use my staff. I've got a list. Oh, I got a 22.
Nice. That is a crit.
Nice.
Is that a double crit?
You can't double crit.
Oh.
Damn.
I got a 8 for damage.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna look at PPOP as I use the stick to hit it. It's like make direct eye contact.
Alright, that is the
PPOP
end of your
crashes.
turn. So, Yasuka is up. So, Yasuka is going to cast... let's do Magic Missile, just for funsies. So Magic Missile can't miss, so that's gonna be 3d4 plus 3. Alright, so she is going to do 11 points of damage. So, I guess she can also try to stab it with her horn.
Stabby, stabby.
Alright, 19 hits and is actually a crit. So she does 12 points of damage. That is it for her turn. PPOP, you are up.
Okay, I am not gonna bother trying to break free. I'm just gonna attack 3 times.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
Yeah, seems smart.
And it's still flat-footed to me.
Correct, because you're still flanking with Akalupu.
Boom, boom, boom. Okay, 20, 17, 4.
Alright, the first 2 hit, the 20 is a crit, the other one is a normal hit.
Alright, a total of 20 damage.
Nice.
Nice.
It's looking very hurt. Right, and then we need, for the one normal hit, we need a break roll.
Yes.
Alright, does not break. Alright, Sammy is up, and Sammy is going to do the classic, and she is going to use one of her heals on PPOP. So this is already cast at level 2. So where's the raised? Heightened. So that's an extra 1d8 and the extra healing by 8. So that's going to be 2d8 plus 8 healing. So PPOP, you recover 16 hit points. Oh,
Yes.
not plus 8, plus 6, plus 16. So technically, you are going to recover 24 hit points.
Well, either way, I'm...
Yeah, I kind of figured. Alright, and then she's gonna move away so that she doesn't potentially get grabbed.
Probably smart.
Thanks, Sammy. I feel so much better.
You guys can do it! All right, so that's Sammy's turn. Now it is the slime's turn once again. So the first thing it's going to do is recreate the dimensional space, and it's going to take all of you people who are grabbed and slam you right back in. So
oh no.
all of you take 10 bludgeoning damage from that.
Is there a way I can like re-roll that or anything?
Nope, since you were grappled, it just gets to slam you in.
Okay.
Can't do
well,
anything.
I is kind of dead.
All right, so Manawanui passes out as his poor little baby boy skull gets slammed into the bottom of the pit.
Cathud.
All right, has everyone taken 10 points of damage,
Yep.
including Akalupu?
I'm trying to figure this out. Maybe if I put it here.
All right, I think that worked.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, it was like refusing to take it out of my rage HP.
Yeah,
So, but I got it to work.
cool. All right, and then that's 2 actions. So luckily for you, it cannot do its old classic of slapping all of you. You're no longer grappled, so there is that upside. So it's going to do just a standard attack on one of you. So let's roll a 1d4 to see who he hits. And we're just going to do left to right. So 1 is Pipiopi, 2 is Akalupu, 3 is going to be Manawanui, and 4 is
Quick question.
Yasuka.
If he hits Manawanui, does that do anything?
Yes. So once you are unconscious, if you get hit, that is going to make you make a death save.
Okay.
But he is going to try. It is going to try and hit Akalupu with that roll of a 2. 22, I think. Well, that definitely hits. Is that more than 10 over your AC?
My AC is 15.
All right, so that is not a crit, thankfully. So 18 points of damage, and you are grappled again.
Well, Akalupu is unconscious.
Hey, we'll get to use the death rules.
Woo!
All right, so that is so that's its turn. So let's go ahead and look at dying. Let's pull that up just so that we're doing it correctly, since we actually haven't really used it much. Death and Dying, page 459.
And I can't use any, like, resolve points or hero points at this moment, can I?
You'll be able to.
Okay.
All right, so dying. So creatures cannot be reduced to fewer than 0 hit points. When most creatures reach hero hit points, they die and are removed from play unless the attack was non-lethal, in which case they're instead knocked out for a significant amount of time, usually 1 minute or more. When undead and constructs reach 0 hit points, they are destroyed. Player characters, their companions, and other significant characters or creatures don't automatically die when they reach 0 hit points. Instead, they are knocked out and are at risk of death. At the GM's discretion, villains, powerful monsters, special NPCs, and enemies with special abilities are likely to bring them back to the fight, blah, blah, blah. Anyway. So, as a player character, when you are reduced to 0 hit points, you're knocked out with the following effects. You immediately move your initiative position to directly before the turn in which you were reduced to 0 hit points. You gain the Dying 1 condition. If the effect that knocked you out was a critical success from the attack or the result of your critical failure, you gain 2 Dying condition instead, which is not the case in this time. If you have the Wounded condition, so every time you get up from the Dying condition, you get the Wounded condition. And every point of Wounded that you have, when you get downed again, is going to increase the level of your dying condition. So if you had wounded 2 and you went down, instead of being at dying 1, you would be at dying 3.
Got it.
All right, so now, if you take damage while you already have the dying condition, increase your dying condition value by 1 or by 2 if the damage came from the attacker's critical hit. So that answers your question earlier, Abe.
Okay.
Now, recovery checks. When you're dying at the start of each of your turns, you must attempt a flat check with a DC of 10 plus your current dying level. So at this point, it would be 11 for both of you. To see, let's see, dying value to see if you get better or worse. This is called a recovery check. The effects of the check are as followed. In a critical success, your dying value is reduced by 2. Success, it's reduced by 1. Failure, it increases by 1. Critical failure, it increases by 2. So, and this is probably what you're looking for. So basically, dying, if you hit dying 4, I believe, you just automatically die. Let's see, where is this?
Except for,
yeah, so dying. Dying always includes a value. If the value ever reaches dying 4, you die. If you're dying, you must attempt a recovery check at the start of your turn each round to determine whether or not you get better or worse. If you lose the dying condition by succeeding at a recovery check and are still at 0 hit points, you remain unconscious. But you can wake up, as described on page 460. You lose the dying condition automatically and wake up if you ever have 1 hit point or more. So that's like if someone magically healed you. And then if you're unconscious because you're dying, so basically you would need to do a recovery check, and if you succeed and went to dying 0, then you are just unconscious at 0 hit points, and then on your next turn you would be able to get up with 1 hit point. But then this was what you were asking earlier, Anna. Heroic recovery. If you have at least 1 hero point, you can spend it. You can spend all of your remaining hero points at the start of your turn, or when your dying value would increase, you lose the dying condition entirely and stabilize at 0 hit points. You don't gain the wounded condition or increase its value from losing the dying condition in this way. But if you already had that condition, you don't lose or decrease its value. So if you would like to not do the check and you want to spend your hero point to automatically go to 0 hit points, you can do that.
Okay.
Or to go to dying 0. So do you want to roll for it? Or do you want to spend?
I might as well just use my hero point.
All right. So you use your hero point. You are now at dying 0. With a heroic recovery, you don't gain the wounded condition. So you don't have to worry about that. And you are now unconscious at 0 hit points. And at the start of your next turn, you can wake up with 1 hit point.
Okay. If I'm not, like, dead by then.
Correct. All right, so that is the end of that round. So, Manawanui, you're up. You kind of have the same choices.
So I could roll, or I could use a hero point.
Yeah. Or you can also use one of your resolve points.
Oh, well, I'm going to do that.
You could also just use your hero point, because you have an extra hero point from...
But if I use a resolve point, would I not... I would get half my stamina, or no?
No. You would
okay.
just do the exact same thing as if you spent a hero point. You would become unconscious at 0 hit points.
I am going to spend a hero point to become unconscious.
All right. So that is it for your turn. So Yasuka is up. Oh, actually, you guys also take damage, but you're all already at 0 and you're spent your hero points, so it doesn't change anything. But technically, you went to dying 2 on your turn because of the damage from being dissolved in its stomach.
Makes sense.
But then your hero points still take you to dying 0 with no wounded condition. All right, so Yasuka starting her turn in its belly, so she's going to take the 2d6 damage for 8 points. So now she's going to do her attack. Let's see. She's going to... She's going to magic missile it again because she doesn't want to risk missing. Alright, so that's 34 plus 3 damage. For a total of 12 points of damage. It's not dead, but it's close. And then she's going to try to hit it with her horn again. 25, that's a crit. For 8 points of damage. It has 1 hit point left.
Dang it! Just hit it, PPOP.
Alright, PPOP, you're up.
Time for you to deal the final blow again.
So I have to take the poison damage.
Yes, so you take 2d6 damage from being in its stomach, so that is 7 points of damage. Or no, 6 points.
Oh, I thought I rolled it.
It doesn't matter. We'll go with the lower number, so 6 points of damage.
6 points. I'm still alive!
Barely.
We're going with the triple spin special. Oh wait, is it flat-footed?
We'll say yes.
It doesn't matter. I got a nat 20 first attack.
Alright. It has 1 hit point, so it is very dead. But unfortunately, as it dies, you guys get spit out of its extra dimensional space again. So all of you are going to take that 46 damage.
So I'm necessarily... because I have 4 HP.
Yeah, everyone takes 17 points of damage. Are any of you still conscious after that? Nope, even Yasuka is unconscious.
Sammy's conscious.
Oh, we took down the bourgeoisie with us.
Yes,
A
so
true revolution.
you guys are spit out, but as the bourgeoisie has its death throes, you all go flying out of the pit, and all of you are unconscious and dying. Thankfully, Sammy is there, so none of you need to actually roll for it. None of you will die.
Sammy with the smartest move of the whole fight, just taking a step back.
Alright, so that's now we need a lot of medicine rolls from Sammy.
Well, none of us are gonna resist.
Well, I have a treat wounds special ability now from my last level up, so if she heals me, I can also help with the healing.
Nice. Alright, why did it get rid of... It used to show all of the different things you could do with medicine. Now it just lists them. And it's like, yeah, but I want to see these descriptions again, because she's going to do treat wounds. Guess I'm going to have to look that up.
You spend 10 minutes treating one injured living creature. The target is temporarily immune to treat wounds for 1 hour.
Yeah, it's going to get you some hit points back, though. I need to see what the DC should just be a 15. I remember that much. That's the default.
The DC is 15. Success, the target regains 2d8. Crit
Alright,
success,
cool.
4d8. And wounded condition is removed. Crit failure, the target takes 1d8 damage.
Well, shoot.
Alright, so she's got a +9. Alright, let's start with Akalupu. Crit success. So how much was that?
4d8 hit points.
Alright, Akalupu, you recover 25 hit points. Next up is Peepiope. That's a success. That's going to be 2d8. So Peepiope, you get 12 hit points back. Next up is Yasuka. That's a success. So Yasuka is going to recover 6 hit points. And then finally, Manawa Nui. It's a success for 9 hit points.
9 hit points. Well, that's not what I wanted.
Oh my gosh. Starfire was not kidding when she said that this was going to be hard.
Yeah, turns out the bourgeoisie's got a lot of tricks up their sleeve.
No kidding.
Oh, tricky bourgeoisie.
I wonder what it was protecting behind in that waterfall.
Yeah, probably late stage capitalism. I'm guessing that this is one of his cronies that is protecting him.
Well, we better come back prepared. Because I don't think we could take it down in our current state.
Well, keep in mind, we've only got a few days to do this before Queen Luna comes down and kills it herself.
This is true. I say we all get healed up and then proceed.
Yeah,
Well,
I think camping for the night is probably a good plan.
You don't think we should try and find an item that's gonna help us, like that pouch of holding helped us in this fight?
I mean,
Because that's really the only reason we survive.
I don't know what kind of item that would even be, though.
Yeah, we better just take our chances.
Do we want to see at least what's behind this waterfall?
Yeah, why not? Akalupu. Behind that waterfall, buddy.
What the resolve points? That's you get hit points back for using a.
I think you get
Yeah, if you guys
stamina
want
buff.
to take a 15-minute rest, you can spend 1 of your resolve points to recover all of your stamina.
I think I'm gonna do that.
I think I'm gonna do that.
All right.
Yep.
Everyone takes 15-minute rest and recovers all of their stamina.
And my pink rhomboid stone, that needs to be a full night's rest, right?
Correct. So that doesn't come back until tomorrow.
Cool.
And I can't cast treat wounds on myself for another hour.
Yeah, and you can only use treat wounds like once per damage, right? So you've already been healed. You can't like re-heal yourself
Oh.
until you've been hit again.
I could hit him.
True.
Because I still got 8 hit points left to gain.
All right, so you
Sammy,
guys.
do you have a heal spell?
I do, but that's a lot for 8 hit points,
Okay.
and I can only cast it twice per day, unfortunately.
Let's not waste that.
Onwards. Into the mines.
All right, so is
The
Akalupu
mines
going
of
alone,
Moria.
or are you all heading in together?
Akalupu will take the lead.
All right, so you guys go in. Akalupu is taking the lead, and you find yourselves here.
Oh, this is a big room.
Let me go ahead and throw Yasuka here.
Good gravy.
All right, so looking around, you find yourselves in a fairly damp cave. However, it's clear that the area around here is man-made, perhaps some sort of ancient temple. Of course, the darkness surrounds you. I'm assuming that those of you with the light spell are using it.
Yes. Quick question. I also have like low light vision. I don't know if that makes a difference.
No, it's darker than low light vision here.
Okay. Then yes, I'm using light. Not that I wouldn't otherwise, because I want my friends to be able to.
How do I? Oh, here we go. So Yasuka is going to use the light spell herself. So that's going to be 15 feet of bright light. Does that work correctly? I don't know. Bright light. All right, here we go. Bright light, 15 feet. Low light for 30 feet. Save. All right, who else is using light? Just Monowanui?
I guess so.
Can Yasuka cast light?
Yasuka already cast light.
Oh, that's neat.
I don't think I can do that.
Yeah, I don't think so. So
I'm gonna look in these pillows for anything interesting.
All right, so that is something that you immediately notice are these pillows over here. And yeah, Yasuka is just like, that's weird. It looks like someone is set up for like a picnic over here. So you look in, and yeah, there is a blanket spread out. There are some pillows and cushions on the ground. There's a small basket as well. So yeah, you're examining them. Are you just gonna roll perception, or how do you want to examine them?
Perception.
All right, so it's a +9. Come on, I'm not trying to roll as Reginald.
Sorry.
All right, I think I rolled it so you could see it. Anyway, yeah, so you're looking through, and you can tell that this has been used, but not for some time. So there's a bit of like, detritus and stuff that is built up on top of it. Are you looking in the basket?
Yes.
All right, so in the basket, you see the remains of exactly what you'd expect from a picnic. Like there's a half-drunk bottle of wine in there and like a few bits of food that are pretty old at this point. The wine is drinkable, the rest of it's pretty gross. Looking around, one thing that strikes you is that you see the signs of someone having come in and gone over to this little picnic area, but not any further. You don't see any signs of anyone having gone deeper into this cave.
Huh. Oh. That's weird. It's almost like someone comes in here, picnics, and then leaves. By the way, are we supposed to be able to see stuff over here?
Over where?
Over, like, you see where my pinging?
No, I don't see where you're pinging.
So, like, the far left of the screen?
Yeah, you'd be able to see over there because of the light.
Okay. Cool beans. Just wanted to make sure. Hmm.
But yes, to the left, you do see a source of light. And some sort of a shape moving around in the water over there.
Manawanui has the light. He's gonna walk up that way.
So on that revelation of the picnic and the fact that nobody seems to go any further than that, do we want to keep going today, or are we ready to wrap up? We've been going for an hour and 50 minutes currently.
I'm good with both.
I wouldn't mind wrapping up.
All right. Then we will go
Wrapping up
ahead
sounds good.
and wrap up here so we can pick up next time. And before you explore too deep, Mono, don't forget, you guys were kind of thinking you wanted to take a night's rest.
Oh, that's right.
Though, now that you've got all your stamina back, you don't necessarily need to. That is totally up to you, but we'll figure that out next time. So let's go ahead and wrap up. As always, let's do Akalupu first. What has Akalupu learned?
Akalupu learned that he shouldn't always just stick all of his shiny stones in a bag. Sometimes they're useful.
Yeah. And now you've got some impressive forehead swag.
Akalupu's gonna start banging rocks against his head every time he finds a new shiny rock.
Probably. Like, almost definitely.
That would be pretty funny. What about Pipiopi? What has he learned?
Pipiopi learned that Yasuka is a badass, and he wishes he knew some of that fire magic.
Yeah, maybe your descendants after this next generation skip will reclass.
And also he realized not to trust queens ever.
Yeah. And what about Manawanui? What has he learned?
Manawanui learned that 5 feet is not far enough.
Yeah.
Should
No,
have stayed a little further back.
that was kind of hilarious how it actually ended. You guys made it through, but just barely.
It didn't feel like we were getting whooped until like we all did.
It
Yep.
actually felt legitimately like the entrance to a complex dungeon in a video game where like you face the like mini boss, and then when you beat the mini boss it goes to a cutscene where everyone dies and then you wake up in like a tomb.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah, that actually went pretty well. All right, well, thanks everyone for joining me. I hope you all had a